With the November 15th deadline soon approaching for the IPL franchises to finalize their retentions, it makes sense that there's a lot of overdrive going on now when it comes to last minute player trades, which would actually take a lot of burden away from some franchises when it comes to, let's say, releasing players or ensuring that their budgets are in check. And whilst there has been a lot of talk about the Jadeja, Samson, RR, CSK deal, obviously because that's probably one of the biggest player trades that we will ever be seeing straight player swaps, well, it has emerged now that Mumbai Indians have suddenly become very active in the trade market, and in a way you can argue that it makes sense that they want to get rid of and get in a few players before the auction so that they don't necessarily have to be competing with anyone. And the moves that they're making, truth be told, are very much in line with some of the things that we expected them to be looking to strengthen. And perhaps one of the biggest ones, of course, comes from their spin department. It's been widely accepted that MI needed a few key spinners, and it turns out that they've reached out to not one but two former MI spinners to reach their or rejoin their camp. And one of them is a player who's currently representing KKR, Mayank Markande. Now, Markande didn't really play much in 2024, and neither did he play a single game in 2025. But a quick look at his stats from 2023 when he was part of the SRH franchise and was playing games regularly shows that there's still an effective, impactful player there. In the 10 games that he played, he got 12 wickets and was bowling at an economy of 7.89, which is fairly respectable. Obviously, since then, his, let's say, fortunes have nosedived. Didn't have a great 24 when SRH ended up actually making it to the finals. He only played a few handful of games and was mostly dropped. But thereafter, in 2025, he was picked by KKR and didn't play a single game for them, which is kind of understandable when you think about it, because the main spinner or the main pure spinner in the team is Varun Chakravarti. Still, there is a good player in Markande, as he proved in 2018 when he made his debut for MI, and even then had a very, very good year. You'd remember that actually ended up leading to him getting a brief India call-up as well, but his career sadly nosedived since then. Maybe a return to MI might be exactly what he needs, and there isn't a lot of competition right now, although there could be if MI potentially get their other trade deal in as well. And that player is another MI player in Rahul Chahar. Now again, Chahar is someone who went for big money in 2025 to SRH, didn't really get much game time. In fact, he only played one game, and SRH's management were reportedly unhappy with how it is that he fared in the intra-squad games. But if you again look at Chahar, there is a decent player there. In 2024, when he was part of the Punjab Kings side, he played 9 games, managed 10 wickets, and went into economy at 9, which might seem expensive, but you have to also remember that wrist spinners in general will look to be more attacking. So the more attacking lines and lengths that they bowl can sometimes leave them susceptible to getting hit, which is why it's important to take these numbers and say that, listen, economy of 9 and 10 wickets is not bad. It's not great, but it's not terrible either, to the point where you saw SRH then go out and buy him for 3 odd crores and then barely play him at all. That in itself not ideal. Although where it is that MI get the wiggle room in their budget to get in Chahar, who you remember is over 3 crores in terms of his cost, remains to be seen, but they are reportedly keen to do it regardless. And the addition of both Markande and Chahar will definitely bolster their spin bowling department, which has been identified as a key area of weakness really by a lot of people, and something that they want to change come this IPL mini auction. Another player whose trade they've already all but confirmed, not MI, but a lot of multiple media reports and even R. Ashwin himself confirmed it, and this was a biggie. Shardul Thakur is potentially going to be an MI player, and whilst Shardul is someone who's really been around franchises. You remember he played for Delhi, then Kolkata, then went back to Chennai, then got released, wasn't picked, and then last year was taken in the auction as a replacement player by LSG. He actually ended up doing a very good job. Again, look at those numbers. 10 wickets, 10 games, 13 wickets. Economy of 11.03, but then that's what you expect with Shardul, and you forgive that economy for one very simple reason: he offers you something with the bat as well. And last year, it is worth noting that Shardul actually changed up his role a little bit. He was oftentimes one of those bowlers who would bowl in the middle phases and maybe would bowl a couple of overs here or there. That used to be his role. For LSG, though, he primarily took on the new ball and was seen getting some good swing. So a lot of those wickets were very key wickets which he got, and he was getting them up front. That, by the way, is something also that MI desperately need. They brought in Deepak Chahar to do the job, but Chahar unfortunately didn't have a great season, and of course there are always doubts when it comes to Chahar as far as his injury record is concerned. So that's not a great thing either. Having said that, someone like Shardul definitely strengthens them significantly, and it's a great trade deal for them to have done. Didn't really cost much either, because his base price, that's what he was picked up at, was rupees 2 crores. So MI suddenly becoming very active in the trade market, and it's easy to understand why they'd want to keep the majority of their purse for bigger players. So getting done with these squad players who will bolster them but at cheaper rates ahead of the auction makes a lot more sense than letting them go to the auction and potentially engaging in a bidding war. But what are your thoughts on MI's new transfers or their player trades? Let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us also on social media or on Instagram, X and Facebook, and stay tuned for more such videos from the world of sport.